oftentimes I'm like, what was I thinking? I could have just showed up in my jeans and tore the place down. I didn't even have to go through all that. But in my head, you got to go for everything like that's the last time you're ever going to do it. You get 90 minutes to be impactful and slam them over the head with whatever it is you are here to do.
Tonight's guest is a powerhouse whose voice has moved dance floors, concert halls, and hearts.
She's the lead singer for Chic. She's a solo artist, singer extraordinaire, producer, creative visionary. This woman is some of everything.
From performing globally to crafting her own solo projects, she combines soul, R&B, jazz, and gospel with elegance and fire.
This episode, we'll talk vision, visionary, how to reinvent yourself, and how to stay relevant within legacy and being true to yourself.
Smoke and Ice begins now.
Welcome to Smoke and Ice with Kelly and Wayne. This is the podcast where you're not only informed, but entertained. Sit back, relax, and remember, where there's smoke, there's fire, and you can't chill without ice. Now, here are your hosts, Kelly Allen and Wayne McCullers.
So this week's bourbon, neither one of us have ever tried. So I'm going to give you what I've researched, and then we're going to taste it and see if it holds true. So on this episode, we've chosen Jeffersons. It's a small batch bourbon known for its balance and character. On the nose, you'll find inviting notes of caramel, vanilla, and toasted oak with a touch of dried fruit. The palate opens with warm flavors of toffee, baking spice, and a hint of citrus zest. I want to see if all that's in that. All carried on a silky texture. It finishes long and smooth with lingering sweetness and oak, making Jeffersons a refined pour and a perfect companion for tonight's conversation. So let's pour
All right,
and
let's
see
do
if
it.
all of that rings true.
Jefferson. Let's see. Say when. One more for good measures. Appreciate it. All right. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
I mean, I say smooth. Don't know if I'm catching all of that right away. I do taste like a little back kick though. Not heavy, not strong, but just small little back kick. But I like it. I can watch football and drink this.
True. I'm still waiting for all the stuff that they, maybe because I read it first, maybe I should have tasted it and then read it. I don't know, because now I'm searching for stuff.
Okay. Well.
But guys, it is smooth, so there's no complaints here.
None.
It'd be nice watching the Bills win again. I said it.
So, bourbon with ice can also turn into stuff for headaches. If you need relief for a headache, right here. Quick remedy.
All right, well, You brought the smoke, so what do we have today?
The hell if I know, to be honest with you. But to be honest with you, so I picked this up, and this is a Don Kiki. So the flavor is coca, cedar, and something else. I'm missing that something else, but there's one ingredient I can't think of. But however, the tobacco filler is Nicaraguan, the binder is Nicaraguan, and the wrapper is Brazilian. I do have that much. Okay. Yeah, so here we like Nicaraguan cigars and Ecuadorian cigars apparently. So let's light this up.
All right. Take the gold.
Might want to, don't want to start a fire. Yeah, true that. All right. Watch your eyebrows. Appreciate it.
It's more on the medium side.
It is. I mean, it's not bad. It's not too heavy. It's not dark. So yeah, I go with a medium.
It's about medium, I think.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can do it again. I could do this watching a non-Bills game. smoke this with a little, with a little bourbon. It's all right.
So, it reminds me of black coffee.
Okay. I can feel you on that.
Yeah, reminds me of black coffee.
Because on the back end, it is a little heavy jumping on the taste buds. So, okay. All right.
So this might be your Sunday morning back porch cigar.
I probably would recommend this, like, I would say like an evening cigar. Going into the evening when you're chilling, winding down, or you just going to chill and relax at a cigar bar, just low key. It's probably a good smoke. And what are we getting ready to do next?
We're gonna take a quick break.
And when we come back, our special guest will be up next.
With Smoking Nice continues.
All right.
Hi, I'm Kelly Allen. Join me each weekday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for Midday Energy Rush on Positive365.net. I'll bring you all your favorite music from every genre and every decade, plus comedy and positive thoughts all in one place. Go to Positive365.net and you won't be disappointed. That's Positive365.net. We're positively different.
Positively different. Positive 365.
This episode's guest, I'm so excited because this is our first female guest. You see me grin from ear to ear, so I'm very happy about this one. So, our guest this evening, she's a powerhouse in stage presence, vocals. She's so amazing. She's lead vocalist for Chic. She's an acclaimed solo artist. She's a producer, songwriter extraordinaire, and a visionary talent. From her roots at Duke Ellington School of the Arts, to performing with legends like Nile Rodgers, to just creating and crafting a career for her own self. Please welcome the wonderful Miss Sylver Logan Sharp. Thank you.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Did I introduce you?
Wow,
Did I miss anything?
Fabulous. I was gonna be like, what are they talking about? I love it.
We're talking about you,
Thank
darling.
you. That is awesome. I'll take it.
Yes. Well,
How are you guys?
we are great.
We're
How
great.
are you?
I'm wonderful, and thank you for having me on your show, Smoke and Ice. I'm so here for it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So glad you're, and you know what? Loving the hair to the eyebrows, you're doing it, girl. You're doing your thing, for sure.
Listen, I tell people, don't try this at home, okay? This is my thing. I have cultivated this for years. Don't hurt yourself. It's not for everybody.
Well, I tell you what,
it
before we
fits.
get started, can we have a toast to that?
Yes.
Come on.
Let's do
I'm
it.
playing along. Cheers. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So very good. So very good. So, as he stated in that wonderful, wonderful introduction, Duke Ellington School of the Arts. I went to performing arts in Buffalo.
Nice.
So I love the arts. I love the atmosphere and all of that. And then even from the time you joined Chic, at what moment, was it school or after school, that you noticed that being on stage was something that you just had to do?
Well, honestly, knowing when being on stage was the thing, it kind of happened way before Ellington, right? My mother is not only an educator, and now a healing arts practitioner, but in my childhood, she's a mezzo soprano. She was the lead in everything she did. She was a dancer and a dance teacher. So I was very much in an environment of dance, music, art, singing, and not just, R&B singing, but classical singing and musical singing and things of that nature. So my immediate background, my immediate surroundings, my everyday life from the time I could remember until I got to Ellington was music. I was always in a dance class and an art class, and before I was old enough to go to an art class, I didn't have babysitters. I just had a leotard and tights and a coloring book, and I'd be in the corner, supposed to be, because I'm the little kid of the dance teacher, you know what I'm saying? But I was able to then come back home and demonstrate what she was talking about and analyze at 2 and 4 and 6 years old. So it's kind of been embedded in me. So Ellington was a place to polish and grow it, right? Ellington was a place to learn more about the things I didn't know versus what I was immersed in as a kid, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So then, and ironically, I started out dancing and modeling first. I didn't even take singing seriously. And it was because I was surrounded by such powerhouse singers that, you know, I was like, okay, well, you know, they singing the paint off the walls just standing there. You know what I'm saying? And I came from a background of dance and modeling and things of that nature. So I came into singing, you know, I was always singing, but I didn't really hone in on it probably until mid-high school, because I went from the dance department to the music department and studied under the now late Edward Jackson, who single-handedly, you know, made me realize that, you know, you don't have to be like them. You are you. And you have your sound and your vibe and your look even then. You know, he was like, listen, you don't have to worry about sounding like anybody else. Don't matter. Let them do that. You have what you have. And between that and being nurtured by my mother, you know, being constantly, it's like, you know, when kids grow up to be football players, you know, nobody's surprised when an athlete is fabulous because they were in Little League or you know, they were in, you know, all the different things, and they progressed and now they're, you know, looking at the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So it's not because one day they fell in it. You know, it was a progression usually of, hey, they've got something special, or maybe they sucked and then eventually grew into it. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it was that got you to that point, it didn't just, you know, come out of nowhere. So my surroundings as a child, I was literally producing shows during my summer vacation with my cousins at my grandmother's house. So I've literally been doing this my entire life.
Wow. Okay.
And I was on fertile ground with being supported by it.
And I'm so glad that you stated, or that you were told, that being you, uniquely you, was great, because there's, especially now, everyone wants to sound like the next person instead of having their own sound, their own voice, their own style to set themselves apart, right? And so that was really awesome. Really awesome.
And I think, you know, well, it certainly explains the now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've never been any different. And if anything, it was, you know, well, whatever that is, find out what works for you, because we know what doesn't work for you. Right? So you better figure it out. You know what I mean? And the minute you do and embrace that, then that's not the challenge anymore.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a very unique and powerful place to be when you finally get there. And then hopefully you keep evolving from there. You just keep polishing that stone.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we get to any type of Chic type questions, once you graduated from high school, and, you know, I'm assuming, I don't like to assume, but I'm assuming you were still singing heavily and going heavily into singing. What were you doing before that, Chic? Like, were you already doing solo projects, or were you background singing for people, or were you in a group, or how does that work out before you start getting to the fame and notoriety that you started to get to?
Well, the short answer is yes. I was doing some of all of those things. Right. While at Ellington, connecting with different people, you know, finding myself in the studio, you know, in my case, believe it or not, my first professional recording was a go-go record. You know, shout out to DMV and anybody who knows anything about go-go music. You know, that was my first record, was the Pump Blenders, you know, go-go record. And then from there, CJ's Uptown Crew. And I got to work with, you know, everybody from the late Al Johnson to Derek Pearson and, you know, Lowell Tucker and Too Tall Steve. And, you know, and these were the cats back in the day. And coming from singing in high school, and it started in high school, you know, and I left DC. I graduated at a school in South Carolina, believe it or not. That's a whole nother story for another day. But I was in Ellington for 3 years. Who leaves in their senior year of high school, right? Who does that? Nobody does that by choice, right?
Right.
One of them family maneuvers where, you just had to make a quick move. So we did. And then and after that, I went to an airline academy.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Here we go.
I worked for the airline. I know things people don't know about me. And I worked at Reagan, what is now Reagan National Airport. It used to be Washington National Airport. And I worked at the commuter terminal for a while, but I was always in a band. I was always in a play. I was always in something. I was never not performing, right? It was working in how I was going to work or have like a job, in the midst of that. It was never the other way around. It was always, okay, all right, I've been a reception. Yeah, I've had some jobs, okay? I've had some jobs. And it was mainly, training ground. You know what I mean? I attribute it to why I know how to run my business now. Not because I'm a genius, but because of my, training along the way and being hands-on and being in an environment where somebody was teaching me something and not sticking me in front of a television. Or what would now be a device, you know what I'm saying? And showing me how to do things. And I was curious and wanted to know. I didn't have time to get in trouble. I wanted to know things, you know what I'm saying? So that propelled me to then, I went to Airline Academy kind of to avoid going to a university, right? I come from a family of educators and I was not feeling it. I was like, 4 years doing what? And my grandmother said, and my mother both were like, well, whatever you do, you have to be an expert at what you do. Right. So if that's not traditional college, if it's not a particular thing. Now, mind you, I worked in hair salons. I had several things I was good at and tried and, thought, okay, I can do this. And I got good at it. And I got my little apprenticeship and all my things. But I'm not going to be a salon owner. But I know how to do hair. Right.
Yes, because your hair is always fabulous.
And it looks good. For sure.
I mean, like I said, nobody's at home. It's but my hairstylist is fabulous. She's a whole nother, artistic level in that. I don't go to any place that is not, conducive to my thing. Right. So from my nails to my hair to everything, that's just what that is. But it's low maintenance, just like everybody else goes. You get a haircut, you get your hair done, you go, you do your thing. But that notwithstanding, with the question of how I got from, kind of high school to Chic, I was background singing for Gene Carn. Gene Carn and Deanna Williams hand-delivered me to Nile Rodgers and the late Bernard Edwards. And the rest is really history. But there were people and connections and things along the way. Hey, do you know so-and-so? You should sing with so-and-so. Hey, guess what? So-and-so's God blessed me and put me in the right places at the right time with the right people, that the doors would open and be those doors that would then propel me to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And it's still happening. It's still going. You know what I mean? And hopefully we'll continue to do that. Like, listen, Patty, Shaka, Stephanie, and Gladys, all first name Noah, are on tour right now in their late 60s and 70s. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want to get there.
Right.
I want to get there, And so, yeah, that's kind of how that happened in a nutshell. I was singing. I was in a band. I did the agency band. I did the corporate work. I have my own band now. I had, I had a band before I got in Chic. Which is why I thought Deanna and them thought, oh, she's perfect for you guys. She's exactly what you need. You know what I mean? Because I knew how to handle a band, even though the main producers and the players was Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards. Right. Well, two of the biggest music producers in music history,
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Well, one of the good things I just heard with you saying all that is you never gave up. Even though you were doing other things, you kept on at what you love to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, I would imagine it's like anything else that someone is, hit with knowing exactly, I guess I've always kind of known, right? Now, how I was going to get there is the part you don't know. You don't know that part.
Right.
But nobody does. You know, like my sister-in-law, for example, is a brilliant surgeon, right? But she started out in a whole nother practice and then went, you know what? I'm gonna go over here and do this. When got a different degree in a different thing and now does that. And it's like, but that, you know, at the time it was, I'm gonna have a practice. And I think all of us fall into the what I'm gonna do. And this is how I see it. Some people do exactly that. And some people's, you know, trajectory changes, you know, because opportunities unfold that, you know, if you take this, it turns into that. You go in this direction. I'm on all kinds of records, but the ones that came out are the ones that matter.
Right.
You know, I'm on all kind of sessions and all kind of videos and all kind of gigs and, you know, and things like that. But the ones that actually get released, that's a whole nother thing. But you have to do that, I think, in every profession.
So it sounds like you follow a structure, even with going with the flow and all of the blessings and all the doors that have opened. What's your biggest creative risk and what have you learned from that?
Wow, what a great question. My greatest creative risk. Probably trusting myself as a songwriter and producing videos from my own vision and putting together, you know, producing probably, because I take those titles very seriously. And so much of it is my literal vision. And if I am able to manifest it, you know, that's a huge risk. That's a huge creative risk. Because when somebody else wrote the script, somebody else wrote the song, when somebody else is paying for it, right? And I'm just a part of it. I get to be in it. If it's successful, yay. If it's not, well, I was there, I got my little cheese, I got my check. But the person who is producing it takes the risk.
Right.
Right? So the person who had the thought, who put it in motion, who got the budget, who called the people, who's executing it, that's who's taking the risk. So when I stepped into seriously producing, you know, what was going to be Sylver's record, or which way we take silverware, my jewelry. I have a line of jewelry that, you know, my mother and I hand make, and the decisions we make about how that's going to look, what this campaign is. And, you know, I'm shooting a model tomorrow who is, in the latest collection. So, but let me tell you something. I prayed to be in this position. The very risk that you speak of. Because artistic and creative freedom is what is most important to me, right? To be in some, you know, when working for Chic, it was great, but those are his songs, right? Okay. Those are his songs. I didn't write LaFreak. I didn't write I Want Your Love. I didn't write Good Times. I didn't write any of those songs, right? And my version of them is just that. It's yet an arrangement. He will forever own that song. Period, point blank, right? I'll get what I get for having sung my versions of it if someone in the world is still playing that arrangement. But it's forever his song. So when I stepped into that with my own music and my own shows and my own videos and my own concepts, and when I get a chance to be, you know, the headliner, that is the biggest risk that I can take, because that is the most vulnerable that you can be. And all they have on me is muscle and money. Period.
So actually you answered the question I was going to ask. So I'm going to go to another question then. Since we're talking about you being in your creativity, producing and doing everything. All this time, hit number 1 on the dance airplay chart. Heard that success, how did that make you feel? What was the feeling like when you heard that?
Wow. It still is. it's unexplainable because a guy named Richard Bush, Jonathan Peters, and myself wrote that song, right? They presented it to me. I wrote the breakdown part of the bridge, right? But they presented the song to me. And at first I didn't like it. I was like, what is she talking? What? What? What are you talking about? And I remember reluctantly recording this song. But Richard Bush, shout out to Richard Bush. He was like, listen, I'm telling you, this is a hit. All you got to do is just do what it is you do, right? I'm okay, whatever. I'll sing the little song. Because again, if I had a dime for all the songs that I did sing that didn't come out, we'd be having a different conversation. But so, I recorded the song. And in New York, it's a big DJ scene there. It's all about the DJs. The singers are secondary, right? The DJs who get the love, including the radio DJs. So shout out to, WKTU and all of them for really making this a hit. And Jonathan Peters single-handedly playing this record ad nauseum, so much so that it became the #1 requested and all this. Now, mind you, I don't know any of this is happening. I live in DC, where go-go jazz and gospel are what you hear. Don't know, my house music and dance music is not a thing, right? So I get a call. I think I'm on vacation somewhere with my family, and I get a call from the radio station saying, hey, we want you to come and sing your song. And I'm like, what song? What are you talking about? And like, you're like #4 on the dance chart. I was like, what are you talking about? And Jonathan, hits me up and says, hey, yeah, they had released it and everything.
Wow.
Because, and again, it was a DJ record.
Right.
That I'm featured on, right? Whole different way of doing things. And next thing I know, this song is #2 on the Billboard charts, on the Billboard Dance 100 airplay charts and things like that. I am still to this day singing that song. When they call, still to this day. It's like the I Will Survive song,
Right.
And I have a couple other dance hits, but that one is probably by far the biggest. And it is unbelievable to hear a room full of people sing that song verbatim. Unbelievable. I mean, even though, even singing with Chic, I grew up on their songs too, right? I was 10 when, Dance, Dance, Dance and all those songs came out. Right. Y'all do the math. I am not that old.
Hey, I like Everybody Dance.
I came in the 90s, right? The original singers were the late Alpha Anderson, Lucy Martin, and Norma Jean Wright. Lucy Martin and Norma Jean Wright are still very much around and doing what they do. Alpha Anderson passed last year, and then I picked up the torch after that, and I have since passed the torch on. But, to re-record those songs and then put my little edge on it also is quite phenomenal because they were already hit records. It was like getting to remake hits with the writers. Who gets to do that, right? To get to re-sing a hit song with the cat who wrote it. And it's one of the most famous, We Are Family and all those songs, that I've done with them. But to then have that experience with an original song that's in a particular genre, right? That doesn't even need R&B radio to be a smash hit. How about that?
Right.
It doesn't need pop radio to be a smash hit. It doesn't need, what do we call it? Smooth jazz and all those things. It doesn't need that because it's its own thing. And so to this day, it never gets old. It never gets old. Every single time I sing that song and the whole room they know every line, every ad lib, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Never gets old.
Yeah. So you wear many, many hats. You do music, you produce, you've got the silverware, which I love. I wish I need a piece. I need to look it up and get you some.
Yes, both of you. I got you.
Oh, you make something for men?
Yes.
Listen,
Absolutely.
I support it, but I need something for men.
Absolutely.
Though.
Necklaces,
And you've done stuff for Kirk Franklin, right?
Huh?
You've done stuff for Kirk Franklin, right?
Yeah, it's been. How did you know?
Hey, look, I'll stop to that. I'm with it.
I have a lot of men. Omar Hakim, one of the most famous drummers. He's always on Drummer Magazine.
Yeah.
He's always wearing a piece of silverware.
Yeah.
Okay.
Najee.
Yes.
Najee.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, Najee's got several pieces. A lot of other people that you may not be aware of. But
Right.
yeah, I have. Yeah.
Right.
We're gonna blame this on the producer on this one. I ain't gonna say who he is, but we're gonna blame it on the
what's
producer
up.
for this one.
He's got some silverware.
Yes,
he does, does he?
His cufflinks.
Silverware. Yes.
His cufflinks.
And he's not sharing.
Absolutely.
I could have wore a long sleeve shirt just to promote it. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna say
or a
nothing, though.
necklace, or a lot of our pieces are unisex anyway, and some things are made just for men. But see, women will wear anything.
Right.
It's just jewelry. It has nothing to do with gender. Men have that issue.
Yeah.
That's not really, you know what I mean? And there are some things that are intentionally made for women. But listen, I learned a long time ago, don't say this is for this and this is for that. This is the collection.
Yes.
Right.
If it
Yes.
speaks to you, then it speaks to you.
And it's yours.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's a beautiful
and
collection.
absolutely, it's how you rock it. It is really that simple. And I have learned that over the years of, making something that I thought nobody, we used to, back in the day when we used to vend, this is a long time ago. I now have a Shopify store and a boutique in my DC house, but when we used to vend, we'd make something and call that ain't nobody gonna buy that. That is so tired, it's so ugly. And that would be the first thing that sells.
Wow.
First thing that sells, and we'd be like, you know what? Hey.
Listen, well, you know what? You
Like-
said two things so far. The first thing you said was the song that you didn't like is the one that hit. And then the piece of jewelry
Correct.
that you made
Yeah.
that you thought no one wanted was the first thing that went and left. So
Listen.
just keep on doing what you do because it is a
Right.
market for it. But what I was getting at is with all the hats that you wear, and I love the hats on the back of the wall, by the way.
Right.
But do you ever find tension in trying to wear so many hats? Does it ever
Always.
could it like conflict?
Oh, always. It's horrible. Sometimes it's way too much, if I may be real. It's heavy is the crown, honey. You know what I'm saying? Because you get the glory, but you get the blame too. You have to be ready to eat all of it, all the good and the bad decisions. You have to be okay with it. Okay, I've made some expensive mistakes, not because I didn't do my due diligence, but because of trusting someone that didn't necessarily hold up their end of the bargain.
Right.
That I have 2 full CDs and singles, right? Other singles.
Well, it's not far down to paradise. At least it's not for me. But the wind is right, we can sail away. Find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. It's not far to Never Land. No reason to pretend that if the wind is right, we can find the joy of innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it could be. Dreaming the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free.
For example, my last record, the Groovement record, that has such a story with it. I have 2 full CDs and singles, right? Other singles. And I was told to say that the record was coded, right? Your records have to be, CDs have to be meta-coded so that when they're played by radio stations, that's how they're counted and the spins and yada, 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 right? So I was told that they were coded, right? So a couple $1,000s later and a fresh print up of CDs and they weren't coded. So I give them to I had a certain amount that you send to radio because that's what you do when you're dropping a new project and you have so many that you give away to radio stations and whatnot. And you put your little stickers and all your little info. And I sent it to my friend, the late Joe Gorham at WHUR. And he was like, why did you send me a record I can't play? I was like, what? What? I've been waiting for this and I can't play this. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, it's not coded.
Wow.
when I got up off the floor, okay, from that conversation, I was like, what do you mean it's not coded? Of course it's coded, but it wasn't. Now, how could I have known that?
Right.
I trusted the label. You know what I mean? It's coded still. Here's the files. You know what I mean? That was a very expensive mistake. As the independent artist that I am, the decision maker that I am.
Yeah.
Right? I still got some of them CDs. They're coasters now. I'm just kidding. But, they're useful. They just can't go to radio. They just can't go anywhere where meta's being played.
Right.
So it's things like that. Talk about risk, to your earlier question. Those are the creative risks that you take when you're an independent, because here's the thing, right? I have, wearing the hats and the frustration to say what I was saying about it. While it's great to have artistic freedom, while it's great to be the decision maker, while it's great to be able to run with your ideas and do whatever you can. I tell people all the time, I think in pyro, right? But if I get candles, I'll be happy. If I get great lighting, I'm ecstatic. But I think in pyro, okay? So my imagination might be here, but my reality is here, and somewhere in the middle, I can capture what it is I'm trying to do. It's a great position to be in. But it's when it doesn't work. It's when it doesn't come through. It's when you paid anyway, but it didn't show up. It's those kinds of things that major corporations can take those hits. Independent artists, you just spent your last dime trying to pull this off.
It hurts.
You know what I mean? So, the passion behind making those decisions, and there oftentimes I'm like, what was I thinking? I could have just showed up in my jeans and tore the place down. I didn't even have to go through all that. But in my head, you got to go for everything like that's the last time you're ever going to do it. You don't know who's in the room. You don't know who's going to be affected. You don't know who's watching. You don't know what's going to come out of this. You get 90 minutes to be impactful and slam them over the head with whatever it is you are here to do. Be it sing, be it host, be it play a part, act a role, whatever it is. So that's this moment, because you don't know. It's never the moment you think it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's always the thing that you don't think that propels you to the next.
Kelly and Wayne, thank you for becoming a subscriber to the Smoke and Ice podcast and are preparing the best possible content for your continued support. If you'd like to offer suggestions on topics you'd like to see covered or interviews you'd like to see, simply leave a comment or drop them a line in the Contact Us section. Visit smokeandice.net today.
Oh, we're going to get you for part 2. Don't worry about it. We got you. You're locked in now.
Cool. All right.
Hey guys, this episode deserves a part 2. So please come back next week so we'll have a great pour, great smoke, and continued great conversation. We're Smoke and Ice Podcast. We'll see you soon.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Wayne.
And I'm Sylver Logan Sharp.
Let's spark something real.
We hope you've enjoyed Smoke and Ice with Kelly and Wayne. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Tell a friend so they too can be informed and entertained. For more information about the show, go to smokeandice.net.